Chapter 71, Giving You a Chance. Everyone present was stunned when they heard Zhou Ran's words. Immediately afterwards, someone stood up and voiced their opposition. Are you kidding me? Do you think this is child's play? The northwest flanks need to be heavily guarded. What if the line is lost if you defend it alone? The speaker was Yu Hao, the deputy city lord of Aifeng City. Among the many deputy city lords in Aifeng City, he held the highest position. As soon as Yu Hao Gang spoke, the others nodded in agreement, expressing their opposition to Zhou Ran's words. That's right, this matter is of utmost importance. It's not something you can just defend. If we lose the city, it will be a catastrophe for the entire city of Aifeng. Although the defensive pressure on the northwest flanks is not as great as that on the southeast flanks, it is definitely not something that one person can abandon. Based on past defensive experience, even a 100,000 level zombie horde would require at least 15,000 defensive troops. You're just a professional who hasn't even reached the second tier yet. How dare you spout such arrogant words? You don't really think that just because you have the city lord's protection, you can do whatever you want, do you? You are supposed to be the heir to the city lord, yet you are so careless in this matter. You should learn a thing or two. Quote. One by one, the deputy city lords and elders stood up and gave Zhou Ran a paternalistic critique. Listening to their various criticisms of Zhou Ran, Song Feng felt somewhat embarrassed. However, he also felt that Zhou Ran's suggestion was really ill-considered. They are, after all, my students, and they represent me. It's really wrong of them to come up with such thoughtless ideas. Seeing that Zhou Ran was about to explain, Song Feng raised his hand to interrupt him. Alright, I know you are thinking of our Aifeng city, but sometimes it's not as simple as just saying you can defend. Sit down and listen. Zhou Ran saw a hint of dissatisfaction in Song Feng's expression, and he could understand that the other party was also questioning his strength. There's nothing I can do about it. It's understandable that they don't believe me. After all, I'm a Lord-level professional. Although their abilities have been proven, they still see a great deal of uncertainty. Moreover, I arrived using cheat codes, and I still can't explain this to them. Zhou Ran could only sit helplessly in his seat and listen quietly to their argument. Nothing works, what should we do? There's not much time left. The zombie horde is only 7 days away. Everyone hurry up and make a decision. Nowadays, there is no other way but to negotiate with the 5 major families. However, the city lord has made it clear that he will not negotiate, so what else can be said? They can only rely on themselves. To be honest, it's too late to find foreign aid now. Just then, Song Feng's eyes lit up, and he raised his hand to interrupt everyone. Yes, we need to find outside help. Quote. Upon hearing this, everyone was slightly taken aback. Foreign aid. Who would be willing to reinforce us these days? Besides, finding foreign aid requires kickbacks. The nearest city, Au City, is also under siege by a zombie horde, so it's impossible to find them. Who else can we contact in these 7 days? Advertisement. The crowd raised their doubts, and Song Feng spoke up. Don't forget that in the early stages of a zombie horde, it's mostly low-level zombies attacking. This is the best time to defend, lasting about 3 to 5 days. This gives us another 3 to 5 days. Upon hearing this, everyone finally realized what was happening. How come I didn't think of that? You really are the city lord, your thinking is so comprehensive. That's a good idea. If that's the case, we can go to Silvermoon City for support, but I don't know if they're willing. Silvermoon City came to us for help last time, and we didn't give them any. This time it might be difficult. Regarding this issue, Song Feng sighed helplessly. There's no other way. Last time, our situation was special because we were besieged by zombies. This time, I'll go there myself. Even if it costs a lot, I'll definitely bring them over. After receiving Song Feng's answer, the other elders and deputy city lords also fell silent. At this moment, Yu Hao frowned and looked at Song Feng. Old song, don't forget our most basic problem. We probably can't even defend for the first 3 to 5 days right now. When he mentioned this, everyone who had just been angry and hoped for a moment all looked gloomy. Another deputy city lord, Wang Zhen, glanced at Song Fan and then spoke to Yu Hao. Old Yu, we have no choice now. We'll just have to disperse our forces for defense. The initial offensive shouldn't be a problem. Quote. However, upon hearing Wang Zhen's words, Yu Hao immediately turned to look at him and refuted him. Do you think we still have 80,000 troops to defend the city? The 5 major families have already withdrawn from the city's defenses, and we only have 50,000 left. How can we hold the early stages with just 50,000 troops? Seeing Yu Hao's energetic appearance, Zhou Ran couldn't help but give a helpless bitter smile. As expected, just as rumored, among the many deputy city lords, Yu Hao was definitely the one with the most firepower. He was right, almost every word he said hit home, leaving people feeling both upset and helpless. Before Yu Hao could finish speaking, he looked at everyone and finally his gaze landed on Song Fan. Old Song, don't forget, we might not be able to take Silvermoon City either. Quote. After he finished speaking, the entire conference room fell silent. All the plans he had come up with were rejected, as if Offeng City now had no way out. Everyone was somewhat dissatisfied with Yu Hao, but unfortunately, what he said was all true. Song Fan frowned slightly as he looked at Yu Hao. You mean we can only negotiate with the 5 major families? Yu Hao didn't say anything, but his meaning was clear. Song Fan sighed. He had trusted Yu Hao too much. This guy could never be from one of the 5 great families. Because his wife and children were killed by the 5 major families, he had a blood feud with them. It can be said that no one present hated the 5 great families more than him, and since he supported peace talks with them, there was clearly no better way. Advertisement. Faced with this situation, Song Fan scratched his head in frustration. That's all for today. Everyone go back and think it over. We'll have another meeting tonight. Meeting adjourned. After speaking, Song Fan got up and left the conference room, his back view showing a hint of desolation and helplessness. The others followed suit and left the meeting room one after another. Zhou Ran watched Song Fan's retreating figure, gritted her teeth slightly, and then got up to chase after him. Teacher, please wait a moment. Upon hearing Zhou Ran's voice, Song Fan stopped and turned around to look at him, saying with slight dissatisfaction. You don't need to apologize. Learn from this experience. You are the one who will inherit the title of Lord of Afeng City. There are certain things you can't say in certain situations, understand? But I really do have that ability. Quote. When Song Fan saw Zhou Ran say those words with a confident and stubborn expression, his brows furrowed even deeper. Do you even know what you are saying? I know, you know, but I bet you don't. Did I really think your small force could hold off 1,000,000 zombies? I never thought I could stop 1,000,000 zombies, but 100,000 first and second tier zombies shouldn't be a problem. What? Quote. Song Fan was stunned when he heard Zhou Ran's words. I think you've been blinded by today's victory, haven't you? Teacher, I really didn't. How can you believe me? I believe you can fight off 100,000 zombies. Alright, come with me. With that, Song Fan strode outside, seemingly determined to make Zhou Ran give up completely. Zhou Ran followed closely behind, and together with the furious Song Fan, they arrived at the city wall of the North Gate. At this moment, the professional garrison soldiers on the city wall were launching ranged attacks on the horde of zombies outside the city. Various dazzling skills rained down on the horde of zombies below the city walls, continuously reaping their rewards. Meanwhile, the defensive towers on the city wall were also firing various beams of light from time to time. These defensive towers, powered by various energy stones, are extremely lethal, taking away a swarm of zombies with each attack. Song Fan pointed to the horde of zombies outside the city wall and said, Here, I don't have 100,000, but I definitely have 5,000. If you can resolve this within a day without relying on anyone else or the military defense towers of Ofeng City, I'll give you that chance. Quote. Looking at the dense horde of zombies outside, Joran suddenly turned to Song Fang and said, "Could you give me a day?" "1 day? You mean you'll challenge me after 1 day? Right. Okay, I'll give you 1 day." Quote. Advertisement Chapter 72 Back to Eaglehorn Mountain. Seeing that Joran was still full of confidence, Song Fang couldn't bear to dampen his enthusiasm, so he simply agreed to his request. However, in his view, this was almost an impossible task. Their conversation, when overheard by the city's guards, stunned everyone. Watching Song Fang and Joran leave, the group huddled together, their faces filled with astonishment. "Holy crap, is this guy insane?" Exclamation mark. Taking out so many zombies in a day, who does he think he is? He's the future city lord of Afeng City, so watch your words, or he might make things difficult for you later. That's really impressive. Oh, I mean in terms of bragging. Who agrees and who disagrees? I'm truly impressed that a first-tier lord would dare to say something like that. To be honest, even with all the first and second-tier zombie hordes outside the city, our entire brigade might not be able to deal with them within a day. Quote. Are you kidding me? Without defensive towers, our entire squad couldn't handle it in a day. I really don't understand who gave him the courage, Fish Leong. Quote. Quote. Almost everyone felt that Joran's challenge was a slap in the face to himself. In their view, let alone a first-tier professional like him, even a third-tier SSS-level professional couldn't handle him. Keep in mind that there are 5,000 zombies outside the city, and they are all first and second-tier zombies. Even with the help of the defensive towers, it will take them at least a day to deal with them. What Joran is facing is the challenge of solving the problem in a single day without their help or the assistance of the defensive towers, a truly absurd feat. This is definitely a task that would require an army to complete, but Joran is going to handle it all by himself. Everyone thought he was a joke, but Joran had already begun preparing for the challenge after returning to his residence. His confidence stemmed primarily from the fact that he had received an upgrade mission. Once he reached level 10 of the first tier, he could advance to the second tier. After all, he had already become the next city lord, and Song Fang had prepared second and third tier advancement stones for him. So he didn't need to do any more advancement tasks, saving him a lot of time. According to the system prompts, once you reach tier 2, you can upgrade the defense towers. The strength of the defense towers after reaching tier 2 is definitely not comparable to tier 1. However, given the system's nature, upgrading the defense towers will likely require some special items or challenging missions. But none of that matters, because what Joran values is not the upgrading of the defense towers, but the ability to unlock more defense towers. Advertisement. In addition, based on his previous experience of advancing to the first tier, Joran will receive some rewards when advancing to the second tier. When you advance to the first tier, you get a golden bow and arrow defense tower. Joran feels that you will get one when you advance to the second tier as well. However, he now has a very important task to do, which is to hunt down a second tier star level boss. Having just emerged from the Eaglehorn Mountain jungle, Joran already had a way to deal with the defenders, Build more turrets. With the turrets' damage, Joran carefully calculated that he still had a chance against a star-level boss with 400,000 HP. Keep in mind that the turret's attack range is 50 meters, while the defender's movement speed is quite slow. I just need to build more defensive towers, and with the ranged damage from the Wolf Rider mages, I should be able to solve the problem. Once this guardian is defeated, I can reach level 4 of tier 1 and then achieve my goal. The key to this is the fire spirit stone needed to build the golden turret. Since the chat trading system is unavailable in the Eaglehorn Mountain jungle, he was unable to purchase fire spirit stones. But after he came out, he saw the sale message for fire spirit stones in the chat trading system and immediately placed an order to buy a batch of fire spirit stones. He can now build a total of 10 defensive towers. Subtracting 1 from the Adamantite Mine and 2 from Eaglehorn Mountain, he can still build 7 more turrets. Based on the materials required for the turrets, each turret requires 500 fire spirit stones and 10,000 units of refined iron. In the past, Joe Ran would definitely have thought it was very expensive. But now, he owns an adamantite mine, and he's making a fortune just from selling the ore. He now has over 5 million crystal coins in his account. Money has become just a string of numbers to him. This is why he dared to propose to defend the Northwest Front alone during the City Lords meeting. After all, a single Wolf Rider mage only costs 1,000 crystal coins, and 1 million crystal coins would be enough to buy 1,000 Wolf Rider mages. If you can gain the recognition of others, it's not impossible for them to give you tens of millions or even more crystal coins. Soon, Joe Ran bought enough fire spirit stones and immediately headed to Eaglehorn Mountain Forest. Upon arriving at the destination, he immediately raised his hand and summoned his army, which headed straight for the summit of Eaglehorn Mountain. All the zombies Joe Ran encountered on the road were no longer a threat to him. Advertisement. He had only one thought in his mind, to eliminate the Guardians as quickly as possible. Finally, upon arriving at the destination, Joe Ran saw the remains of 2 defensive towers that had been reduced to ruins, and felt a pang of heartache. What a pity, 2 defensive towers were wasted. However, this is not unacceptable to Joe Ran. He returned to the site where the amethyst mine had been discovered and glanced ahead. This is it. Finally, he immediately selected several locations to begin building golden turrets, which would allow for better all-around damage output against the Guardians, without wasting a single bit of output space. Several workers took out hammers and tools and began to build frantically. Because the construction would take a long time, Joe Ran could only wait silently on the sidelines. It got dark quickly. Joe Ran ate his barbecue while keeping an eye on the area ahead to avoid attracting zombies. Fortunately, all the zombies here had been cleared out, and the night passed very quickly. Joe Ran didn't know when she fell asleep. He was jolted awake when a system notification sounded. A smile crept onto his lips as he watched the rows of brand new turrets appear around him. It's finally my turn, Guardian, you are about to die. After saying that, Joe Ran led his silver-armored Knight Legion up the mountain. It was that familiar corner again, and as soon as he appeared, he immediately felt a powerful surge of energy. He immediately looked into the distance, where the thick, dark health bar stood out so brightly in the jungle. Roar! The Guardian zombie boss let out a roar and immediately rushed towards Joe Ran. At the forefront was a horde of zombies, even more numerous than the last one. However, this time Joe Ran came prepared. When he led the horde of zombies into the turret's attack range, the 7 turrets immediately fired deadly shells. Boom boom boom. Advertisement Chapter 73 Hunting the Guardians, 3rd update. Due to the narrow mountain roads, the zombie horde was unable to gather in large numbers. But the previous batch of zombies must have numbered at least 500. They were immediately attacked by the turret as soon as they entered its attack range. When the scorching shells landed among the horde of zombies, the health bars of all the zombies within the blast radius vanished instantly. With just one attack, all the zombies on the entire road were wiped out. The notification sound of hunting zombies echoed continuously in Joe Ran's mind. The value of various equipment, props, and crystals in the storage space has also skyrocketed. The damage output of the 7 turrets is evident. Joe Ran's lips curled into a wide smile. Who can understand this kind of harm? Just then, the sound of rumbling footsteps came again. The figure of the Guardian star-level boss appeared in sight once again. The last meeting was too rushed, and Joe Ran didn't have time to observe him carefully. This time, Joe Ran was finally able to observe the Guardian's appearance in detail. The opponent was enormous, like a small mountain, standing 10 meters tall, with its body covered in a layer of black, roti ng flesh. Its enormous size prevented it from moving quickly. It looked like a pile of poop, making people want to vomit. Its passive skill, corpse poison, is the thick black poisonous gas emanating from its rotting flesh. The toxicity of corpse poison is terrifying. Wherever it passes, nothing grows. Even when it flows on the ground, it will show signs of corrosion. Meanwhile, the surrounding trees withered at a visible rate under the influence of the corpse poison. Faced with this situation, Jo-Ran dared not approach a single step and quickly retreated a great distance. After all, the Guardian's base damage is 50,000 points, and although the corpse poison emanating from its body can only cause 50% of the damage, it still deals a full 25,000 damage. One puff, and you'll die instantly. Seeing that the enemy was about to enter the turret's attack range, Jo-Ran immediately gave orders to the troops without saying a word. Silver Armored Knight, keep your distance. Draw the boss's attention. Wolf Rider Mage, ranged DPS, focus your attacks on the boss, and keep your distance. Jungle Mage, remote control. Once the boss enters the turret's attack range, immediately cast Thorn Entanglement. Do not let it get close. Troll Warrior, you're responsible for protecting me. Once the order was given, all members immediately took their combat positions. Only the Troll Warrior stood by his side like a punching bag, his face full of resentment. Jo-Ran couldn't help but sigh as he looked at the Troll Warrior. It's not that I don't want you to go, it's just that the boss is too strong, and you simply can't handle it. Just then, the Guardian boss stepped into the turret's attack range. Instantly, all 7 turrets roared to life. Advertisement. Boom boom boom. The scorching shells landed on the Guardian, instantly igniting a burst of fire. Immediately afterwards, the Wolf Rider Mage's explosive orb landed directly on the Guardian. Jo-Ran watched as the giant black health bar dwindled by about 1/6 in an instant. The Guardian was stunned for a moment and let out a roar. Or, at the command, the entire mountain trembled. The Guardian immediately unleashed a command skill, and in an instant, all the zombies in the surrounding strongholds began to move. Then, the Guardian's originally jet black body surface instantly turned blood red. Jo-Ran frowned slightly. The flesh armor skill has been activated, which can reduce damage by 30%. This will make it even harder to fight. After he finished speaking, he glanced around and noticed that a horde of zombies was also appearing on the path behind him. Faced with this situation, Jo-Ran immediately adjusted the output direction of one of the turrets to ensure that the rear of the output position would not be surrounded by zombies. At this moment, the Guardian intended to continue forward, but the Jungle Mage waved his staff. Suddenly, thick vines tore through the ground and wrapped around the Guardian boss. It struggled, trying to break free of its restraints, but it couldn't. Then, the second round of salvos began. Boom boom boom. The shells landed, and the Guardian's health bar decreased once again. However, faced with such intense artillery fire, it could do nothing but roar incessantly. However, just 5 seconds later, the vines on the ground snapped instantly, and it moved towards Jo-Ran once again. Seeing this, Jo-Ran immediately frowned. It seems that this Guardian has control resistance, and the resistance is not low. The King of the Jungle's 20-second control only lasted 5 seconds for it. It's something else. Jo-Ran couldn't help but feel a little nervous as he watched the Guardian getting less than 20 meters away from the first turret. Just then, the third shelling began. The Guardian's health bar has decreased once again. The horde of corpses behind them had also arrived. Boom! With a single cannon shot, the horde of corpses fell instantly. However, quite a few zombies still rushed towards Jo-Ran. However, the health bars of these second-tier zombies were almost depleted after that last shot. This is where the Troll Warrior's role becomes apparent. It wielded a giant axe and charged towards the zombies whose health bars were almost depleted. With one swing of the axe, a group of zombies fell like wheat. Jo-Ran turned his head with satisfaction to look at the battle ahead. Boom boom boom. Advertisement. After the third round of bombardment, the Guardian's health bar was less than half. And it had already reached the first turret. Raw. The Guardian roared and then raised its enormous hand to strike down. The 5-meter-high turret looked as weak as a toy in front of the Guardian. Snap. Boom. With just one slap, the turret was instantly shattered. Warning, you have lost a Tier 1 gold turret. Upon hearing this message, Jo-Ran felt heartbroken but was helpless. Just then, a group of silver-armored knights charged forward, disregarding their own safety. The Guardian looked at the silver-armored knights and immediately waved his hand. Those silver-armored knights were all slapped to death with a single blow. Seeing this scene, Jo-Ran gained a deeper understanding of the word, crush. However, although the silver-armored knight's charge did not cause any damage to the Guardian, it did delay the opponent for a few seconds. But those crucial few seconds gave the turret a chance to fire. Boom boom boom. Another round of shelling began. The Guardian's health bar is less than a quarter full. Seeing the opponent's health bar, Jo-Ran was incredibly excited. Go, silver-armored knight, keep charging. Quote. Another group of silver-armored knights launched a death charge. When they rushed near the Guardian, who was shrouded in corpse poison, they were almost instantly killed by the Guardian. Then came the next group of silver-armored knights' death charge. This crucial charge of death caused the Guardians to waste several tens of seconds. When the last squad of silver-armored knights was killed, another round of artillery barrage was unleashed. Boom boom boom. The Guardian boss then realized that something was wrong, and a hint of fear flashed in its eyes as it looked at the fireballs. However, it was all too late. The moment the fireball landed, its health bar vanished. Hunt down a 1-star Guardian zombie boss to obtain an epic Guardian cloak, 1000 top-grade amethysts, 1 skill book for all classes, and 100,000 crystals. Challenge completed. Host level increased to Tier 1, level 10. Closing square bracket. New mission, complete the Tier 2 challenge to advance to Tier 2. Mission rewards include, +1 new unit type and +1 gold quality Frost Tower blueprint. Upon seeing the task rewards and details, Jo-Ran felt both happy and somewhat helpless. Good news, I've advanced to Tier 2, and I've got both new troops and defensive towers. Bad news, I still can't get past the Tier 2 challenge. Advertisement Chapter 74 Generous Rewards. Jo-Ran glanced at the time. There was still half an hour before the second tier trial center closed. To avoid wasting time, he immediately went out to the second tier trial center. On the way, Jo-Ran checked the items he had acquired. Guardian's Cloak, Epic Quality, Tier 2. Grants invisibility after standing still for 1 minute, can be detected by anti-invisibility items. Cannot be attacked or locked on. Invisibility effect disappears upon movement. When Jo-Ran saw the description of the Guardian's Cloak, he was immediately surprised. Wow, this equipment is amazing. It grants invisibility just by standing still. It's like it was made for my class. Quote. After all, Lord class professionals are the weakest point of attack in the entire Legion on the battlefield. When facing a Lord level professional, almost all professionals will choose to attack the Lord himself. Now that I have this Guardian's Cloak, I only need to stand still for a minute and the opponent's skills will be unable to hit me. This is simply defying the heavens. However, this equipment can only be worn when you reach Tier 2, so Jo-Ran can only put it in his storage space. In addition to this epic quality equipment, there are also 1,000 top-grade amethyst stones. Just as Joe Mohan said, there are always bosses near the amethyst mine. However, it's clear that the top-quality amethyst stones dropped by the Guardian boss are much more valuable than the amethyst ore. Ishii mentioned. Jo-Ran took one out and glanced at it. Open black lens bracket amethyst close black lens bracket, top grade, a special material for forging equipment, and an essential item for building special defensive towers. A necessary item for building a special defensive tower. Could it be a necessary item for building the Frost Tower? The system did not provide any further information, so Jo-Ran could only store these top-quality amethyst stones in his storage space. In addition to the top-grade amethyst, Joe Ran also obtained a skill book for all professions. Last time, Joe Ran used the Blazing Flame skill, but it wasn't very useful. I never expected to be so lucky. I got another skill book for all professions. Before reaching the trial center, Joe Ran started the process on the way. Advertisement. Ding. You have acquired the Lord skill, Inspire. Inspire, unleash a skill that doubles the damage, movement speed, and attack speed of all released units and heroes for 1 minute. Cooldown, 10 minutes. After seeing the description of the skill, Joe Ran was speechless. Goodness, they're really planning to make me play support. But upon further reflection, Joe Ran felt relieved. After all, I am a Lord class professional, and my skills seem to serve only the purpose of training troops. What's better about this skill than Blazing Flames is that you don't need to go to the front lines. You can just stand in the back and cast the skill, and all units and heroes will receive the buff, although it only lasts for 1 minute. After looking at the spoils, Joe Ran also arrived at the second-tier trial center in Offeng City. The second-tier trial center is much smaller compared to the first-tier trial center. This is mainly because most professionals in the city are only at level 1, and less than 30% of all professionals can reach level 2 or above. As for those above the 3rd rank, they are extremely rare, and only A-rank professionals have the opportunity to reach the 3rd rank. Therefore, although most people in this world seem to be busy moving forward, in reality, many people have already fallen behind, and only a small number of people can persevere on the road. When they arrived at the second-tier trial center hall, there was only one staff member, Chen Sheng. When he heard someone come in, he said instinctively, "Sorry, martial law is in effect in the city. Please arrive early tomorrow to participate in the trial." However, it was only when Joe ran through his identification in front of Chen Sheng that the other party realized what was happening. When the other person saw it was Joe Ran, they trembled as if they had seen a ghost. Won't the martial law in the city affect the trial time at the trial center? Faced with Joe Ran's question, the other party immediately looked embarrassed. I'm sorry, Mr. Joe. I didn't know it was you. ... Don't let me run into you again next time. Alright, don't be too nervous. I'm not here to criticize your work attitude, I'm here for the second-tier trial. Chen Sheng was taken aback. You, Mr. Joe Ran, don't you have any second-tier advancement stones? If not, we can provide them to you for free. I'll get them for you right now. Advertisement. Before he could finish speaking, Joe Ran waved his hand. No need, I have a second-tier advancement stone, but I'm just here to take on the trial mission. Forehead. Chen Sheng was stunned after hearing Joe Ran's words. Goodness, those professionals go to great lengths to adjust the difficulty of the trials just to get a second-tier advancement stone. Nay, Joe Ran, on the other hand, was already the heir to the city lord and had obtained a second-tier advancement stone, yet he still chose to come here for a trial challenge. He didn't know how to evaluate Joe Ran anymore, but deep down he thought this was probably just the daily life of a pretentious person. Left with no other choice, he could only lead Joe Ran to the second-tier trial challenge room and explain the rules of the trial challenge. The second-tier trial is different from the first-tier trial. The first-tier trial is actually a transition from novice to professional, while the second-tier trial is the real challenge for professionals. The second-tier trial requires entering the trial instance to challenge different Corpse King bosses. Successfully completing the challenge will reward you with corresponding advancement stones. However, just a heads up, if you fail the trial, you will have to wait a month before you can attempt the trial again. Quote, each person can participate in the second-tier trial challenge a maximum of 3 times, so. At this point, Chen Sheng's eye looked closely at Joe Ran to make sure that he hadn't done this dangerous challenge on a whim. After all, the failure rate for the second-tier challenge is as high as 30%, which means that 3 out of 10 people will fail. The difficulty of the second-tier challenge can be seen from the failure rate of this challenge alone. Therefore, Chen Sheng repeatedly asked Zhou Ran to confirm. Zhou Ran is no ordinary person, he is the future heir to the city lord position. If something really goes wrong, I can't bear the responsibility. Seeing Chen Sheng's cautious demeanor, how could Zhou Ran not understand what he was worried about? He immediately confirmed again and again that it was his request and had nothing to do with him, and even signed a waiver of liability. Upon reaching the entrance to the trial instance, Zhou Ran placed his hand on the runes on the instance stone and instantly disappeared from the hall. When Zhou Ran's vision lit up again, he found himself in a void. Just then, a voice came from above. The Corpse King is about to descend. Prepare for battle. Advertisement Chapter 75 Second Tier Trial. Inside the second tier trial hall, Chen Sheng looked at the Zhou Ran instance he had entered and finally breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, I can complain normally. It's really different when you have status and position. Damn, if I ever have that kind of opportunity in the future, I'll definitely show off like that too. However, no sooner had he finished speaking than he heard footsteps outside the door. Hey, who are you talking about? Who's in a different social status, and who are you envying? Chen Sheng was startled. When he came to his senses, he saw his superior, Kia Wen, and waved his hand, saying, "Oh, you scared me. I thought it was the director." Hey, what? I'm your superior, after all. You don't dare to talk nonsense in front of the director, but you dare to talk nonsense in front of me. Alright, stop teasing me. We've been neighbors for so many years. Kian glanced at the light shining from the entrance to the challenge dungeon and asked, "Is there anyone here so late? Who is it? How can they be so clueless, making you work overtime so late?" Quote. Chen Sheng sighed helplessly. If it were anyone else, I would have told him to come back tomorrow, but today's person is different, a bit special. Oh, who is it? As Kian spoke, she pushed a boxed lunch in front of Chen Sheng. Now that the 5 major families have withdrawn from the Mana Gemment of Afeng City, we are no longer open to them here. Besides the fact that they have a large number of new professional players, their headquarters also have such experts. As Chen Sheng opened the lunchbox, he picked up his chopsticks and said, "Aside from the people from the 5 major families, there are only a few new professionals of S rank or above in Afeng City this year. If you count them one by one, none of them can reach the 2nd rank." Huh, it wasn't them. Kian was taken aback. Then who could it be? Quote. An A-level professional. Guess again. An A-level professional. Are you crazy? Even S-level professionals can't reach the 2nd tier, let alone A-level. Don't be ridiculous. You are lying to me, aren't you? Quote. Hehe, I'm not kidding you. Think about it carefully, who's the most influential person in our Afeng City lately? Kian put down her chopsticks and thought for a moment, then suddenly stared wide-eyed at Chen Sheng, Zhou Ran. Quote. Chen Sheng nodded, "That's right, it's him, the next city lord of our Afeng City. So, do you know why I can't refuse him? Goodness, I didn't expect it to be him." Joan looked surprised, then seemed to realize something and immediately took out a rune stone and placed it in the device not far away. The next second, the scene inside the challenge instance appeared before them. Chen Sheng was excited. "Hehe, I was just about to tell you, but I didn't expect you to see it directly. I'll also have a chance to see just how powerful this future city lord is." Quote. Advertisement. Joan looked on with anticipation. "I just received the latest news that our Afeng City has taken Eaglehorn Mountain, and it was Zhou Ran who took it all by himself. Wow, that's awesome." Quote. Chen Sheng knew Zhou Ran was very capable, but he didn't expect him to be this capable. The two looked at Zhou Ran on the screen, and then they saw a beam of light appear. A gigantic figure slowly emerged from the light. A Tier 1, Level 10 Corpse King boss with 23,000 HP and 1,500 damage. Its skill is Corpse King Armor, which doubles its HP. Its weakness is its slow movement speed, so kiting it around will be more effective. Quote. The difficulty lies in the high damage output of the Corpse King boss. Even an A-rank tank warrior without equipment cannot withstand more than 10 attacks from this type of damage. The current fastest record is 5 minutes, and this record has stood for 3 years without anyone breaking it. As a veteran employee of the second-tier trial center, Chen Sheng knew the Corpse King boss in the second-tier trial like the back of his hand. Hearing his description, Qiaowen couldn't help but nod in agreement. Wow, you remember it so well, you're very skilled. Quote, Hee, I hope the leader can recognize my talent and give me a raise. You idiot, you know I don't have that authority. As Qiaowen spoke, she shoveled rice into her mouth while keeping her eyes glued to the screen. It's about to start, why isn't Zhou Ran moving at all? Why isn't he running? Even Chen Sheng, who was standing to the side, was somewhat surprised when he saw this. Yeah, it's already started. Is he still observing the information of this boss? Now is the best chance to stall. If we don't run now it will be too late. Quote, both of them started to worry about Zhou Ran, and Qiaowen even zoomed in on the screen to see Zhou Ran's reaction. When the image was zoomed in, they saw that Zhou Ran's expression was full of smiles. He's mocking the boss. Am I seeing things? Hiss, what do you mean? Is this boss too weak for him? Just as the two were making wild guesses, a group of orc majors riding wolves suddenly appeared on the screen. Each of them held a staff, and at Zhou Ran's command, they launched an attack in perfect unison. Snort sniff. One after another, explosive magic orbs flew towards the Corpse King boss. When Chen Sheng and Qiaowen saw Zhou Ran summon so many types of troops at once, their minds went blank. Advertisement. Holy crap. What's going on? How come there are so many different types of troops? Good heavens, is this the strength of a Lord-level professional? So powerful. There must be hundreds of them now, right? Quote, just as the two were in shock, a notification sound came from the hall. Trial Dungeon Challenge number 1 has ended. Challenger has passed the trial. Upon hearing this notification tone, the two were utterly shocked. Quick, check how much time has passed. His tilde 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Holy crap. Now I know why he laughed mockingly. This is a complete annihilation. That's too strong. What's the point of this trial for him? As expected, experts are just here to show off. At this moment, Zhou Ran had already emerged from the trial instance. Seeing Zhou Ran approaching, Qiaowen and Chen Sheng quickly put down their lunchboxes and ran over. Mr. Zhou, congratulations on completing the second-tier trial challenge in just 3 seconds. Yes, you not only completed the second-tier trial challenge, but also broke the highest record in the past 3 years. Moreover, this record may never be broken again. Upon hearing their words, Zhou Ran couldn't help but laugh. Actually, he had already guessed this outcome when he saw the Tier 10 Corpse King boss inside. After getting used to fighting second-tier zombies and mutated beasts in Eaglehorn Mountain, Zhou Ran felt like he was bullying the weak when he returned to deal with first-tier zombie bosses. In order not to waste time advancing, he only released the Wolf Rider Mage and took down the Corpse King boss in one wave. Those 3 seconds were wasted while he was checking the information about the Corpse King boss. When Qiaowen offered him a second-tier advancement stone, Zhou Ran waved his hand and said, "Don't be shy, I have one." Quote, as Zhou Ran took out his second-tier advancement stone and walked into the advancement room, Qiaowen couldn't help but glance at Chen Sheng. This guy, he has advancement stones, why would he do this? Quote, Chen Sheng stroked his chin and said, I guess, she doesn't want people to gossip. I don't want people to gossip. With these results, I guess no one will gossip anymore. Advertisement Chapter 76, No money to open treasure chests, can only sell equipment. Second level advance indoor space. Zhou Ran placed the second-tier advancement stone on the advancement platform, and also placed his hands on the platform. With a powerful surge of energy, Zhou Ran felt as if his body had become stronger. A melodious sound drifted through the hall. Congratulations, Zhou Ran, on your successful advancement to a second-tier lord. A system notification sound immediately echoed in his mind. Complete the Tier 2 challenge mission, advance to Tier 2, gain +1 chance to draw a new unit, and obtain +1 goal. D Quality Frost Tower Blueprint. Joe Ran let out a long sigh of relief, and couldn't help but smile. Finally, it's at second tier. When I advanced to the next level, I got a chance to draw a new unit and spent 100,000 crystal coins to buy a gold unit treasure chest. This time, another chance to win a prize was given, and Joe Ran felt that perhaps a higher quality unit treasure chest would appear this time. He then opened his system, found the troop type option, and sure enough, saw several familiar options again. However, there is an additional platinum unit chest among them. Bronze unit chest randomly contains bronze quality units. Each opening costs 1000 crystals. Silver troop chest randomly contains silver quality troops. Each opening costs 10,000 crystals. Golden troop chest randomly contains golden quality troops. Each opening costs 100,000 crystals. Platinum unit chest randomly contains a platinum quality unit. Each opening costs 1 million crystals. However, Joe Ran was immediately taken aback when he saw the price of the platinum troop chest. 1 million crystals to unlock. Wow, this is way too expensive. Quote, Joe Ran had just spent hundreds of thousands of crystal coins to advance to the second tier, almost emptying his savings. Unexpectedly, right after I finished spending the money, a platinum troop chest appeared in the second tier. To be honest, Joe Ran was extremely tempted, but he didn't have that many crystals in his pocket. Looks like I'll have to figure out a way to raise the money. Although 1 million crystal coins is very expensive, it's not impossible for Joe Ran to obtain them. After all, he still had a fine gold mine, and he had also obtained a lot of equipment by hunting zombies on Eaglehorn Mountain. After cleaning these things up, they should be able to sell for several 100,000 crystal coins. If it's really not enough, I can figure out a way to raise enough. Left with no other option, Joe Ran shut down the system and walked out of the advance room. At this moment, Qiaoan and Chen Sheng outside looked at Joe Ran, who walked out of the light, with envy on their faces. For us, advancing is an adventure, but for them, it's just for fun. There's really no comparison. Amidst the envy of the two, Joe Ran left the second-tier trial hall. Upon returning, Joe Ran immediately began cleaning up the equipment and various items. Advertisement. Upon opening his storage warehouse, Joe Ran discovered that he had unknowingly amassed over 1,000 pieces of equipment and countless other items. These things are not very useful to him, so it's better to get rid of them all at once than to leave them taking up space in the warehouse. After all, Joe Ran can only wear the Lord's exclusive equipment, the rest of the equipment is useless to him. In order to sell these equipment and get the money as soon as possible, Joe Ran directly contacted the equipment trading house in the city. Previously, the 5 major families monopolized the equipment trade in the city, but now they are prohibited from conducting commercial activities within the city. There are now only a few very small equipment shops in the city's trading market. When Joe Ran sent the message, it took quite a while to receive a reply. Zhenwu Trading Post, hello, we just received a message that you have equipment to sell. May we ask what quality the equipment is? Upon seeing the reply, Joe Ran immediately sent a message to the other party. Joe Ran, I have a batch of equipment here, most of which are of excellent and rare quality, and a small number of ordinary ones. Can you come and collect them? Zhenwu Trading Company, sorry, dear customer, we do not provide door-to-door service unless you are a special client. Joe Ran, what is a special customer? Zhenwu Trading House, these are clients with exceptionally high trading volumes. Joe Ran, how much is considered big? Zhenwu Trading House, you need at least 10 items, how many do you have? Upon seeing the message from the other party, Joe Ran couldn't help but smile. I thought the other party meant hundreds or thousands of transactions when they said the transaction volume. E was particularly large. He was surprised when the other party sent 10 pieces or more, which almost made him burst out laughing. Joe ran, I have about 1,500 items here. Would you consider me a major customer? Zhenwu Trading House, brother, don't joke around. We're very busy here. The 5 major families aren't responsible for equipment trading in the city right now. I don't have time to chat with you. Joe ran, I'm telling the truth. Zhenwu Trading House, brother, don't even mention 1,500 items. If you can come up with 15 items, I'll personally have the boss come to your door. Seeing the other party's distrustful look, Joe Ran didn't bother to waste any more words and directly took out a batch of equipment and sent it to the Tahir party's chat trade window. At this very moment, inside the Zhenwu Trading Company office, a female customer service representative gave a helpless laugh. It's hilarious. These days, customers brag without even thinking. They just come up and say they have 1,500 pieces. The other customer service representative next to them couldn't help but laugh. I guess they're not very old. Just ignore them. However, no sooner had the customer service representative next door finished speaking than the female customer service representative received a bunch of equipment in her chat transaction box. Then Joe Ran's reply appeared in the chat box. Joe Ran, is that enough? If not, I have more. The female customer service representative's eyes widened in astonishment. Seeing her surprise expression, the customer service representative next door was taken aback. What's going on? It can't really be true, can it? Advertisement. The female customer service representative nodded and shared her chat transaction box. When the customer service representative next to them saw a long list of 50 rare equipment items on display, they were completely stunned. Holy crap, we've run into a big spender. The female customer service representative swallowed hard. Then, how should I answer him? We absolutely have to get in touch with such a big client. Quickly, call the boss. But what? How can you maintain this kind of relationship with such a big client if the boss doesn't personally visit them? Quote, but this person just said, he has over 1,500 pieces of equipment, plus a lot of materials and items. The entire office was stunned for a moment, and then they went to find their boss, Wang He, and told him what had happened. Wang He was stunned when he heard the news. He quickly checked the other party's information and was immediately shocked. This is our future city lord. No wonder he has so much inventory. Did he sell off all of our city lord's stock? That's such a waste. Wang He quickly got up, just about to leave, when he remembered something else. Our small shop simply doesn't have that much capital. If so much equipment enters the market, it will likely cause a huge fluctuation in equipment prices. After thinking about this, he immediately made a decision. I have to go with several other equipment trading companies. Quote, this cake is tempting, but it's definitely not something a single trading firm can take. So Wang He immediately contacted several other trading firms, and that very night they went straight to Joe Ran's residence. Joe Ran only understood the reason after seeing several trading house owners come to inquire about the situation. The reason they came together was that one organization simply couldn't handle so much equipment. Another reason was to discuss the price of the equipment. After all, having too much equipment will cause the overall price to drop. They couldn't come to a conclusion immediately. So everyone decided to find Song Feng and ask him to come and see how to handle the situation. After all, even if several stores joined forces to buy up this batch of equipment, they wouldn't be able to sell it in a short period of time. A large stockpile of equipment will lead to poor cash flow and ultimately bankrupt them. Therefore, we need to find large investors to absorb these equipment. He once controlled 80% of the funds in the entire Offeng city. Now that the 5 major families have withdrawn from the market, the only person they can turn to is Song Feng. When Song Feng learned of this news, he was stunned. Over 1,000 pieces of equipment. Where did this kid get so much equipment? Advertisement Chapter 77 is only 100% certain. When Song Fang arrived at Zhou Ran's residence, several trading company owners hurriedly came forward to greet him. Zhou Ran also walked up and said, "Teacher, you've come." Song Fang nodded, and was about to speak when he suddenly paused. "When did you reach Tier 2? About half an hour ago." "Huh, so fast. If I remember correctly, you just reached the first level not long ago." The other shop owners in the room only noticed Zhou Ran's level after hearing Song Fang's words. When they saw that Zhou Ran had actually reached the second tier, they all widened their eyes and showed expressions of disbelief. Keep in mind that the awakening of this year's freshmen only ended less than half a month ago, and most of them haven't even reached the first level yet. The future city lord of Yifeng City in front of us has already reached the second rank. The speed of this upgrade is simply terrifying. It should be noted that even the SSS level professionals among the 5 major families, despite having abundant cultivation resources, have only just reached the first rank. Zhou Ran had only just become Song Fang's student, yet he had already reached the second level. It can be said that all the effort he put in was due to his own efforts. Everyone's eyes showed envy, and even Song Fang couldn't help but express his envy. "You little rascal, you're really outrageous." He sighed slightly and was about to walk inside when he saw several piles of equipment in the middle of the hall. Looking at the piles of equipment, Song Fang was stunned once again. Although I was told before I came that Zhou Ran had 1,500 pieces of equipment to sell, I was still shocked to see so much equipment piled up here. "These are all the equipment you acquired?" "Yes, we processed one batch before, this is the second batch." Quote. Upon hearing this, everyone in the room exchanged glances, their eyes filled with shock. Good heavens, we've already dealt with one batch, and there are still so many left. Even Song Fang thought it was outrageous. Although he was of a high rank, he had only ever seen so much equipment from the 5 major families. To his surprise, Zhou Ran casually revealed so much equipment today, leaving him both shocked and delighted. He went up to the equipment and examined it carefully. When Zhou Ran approached, he saw the tallest pile of equipment and said, "These are all Tier 1 excellent quality equipment. I'm too lazy to categorize them by class, they're all here." Quote. "Okay, what about this side? These are Tier 1 rare items, and further ahead are Tier 2 excellent and Tier 2 rare items. The rest of the ordinary and inferior equipment are piled up over there." When Song Fang saw the mountain of equipment, his hands trembled slightly. Among the equipment, there are quite a few pieces with good quality and excellent attributes. But Zhou Ran dumped it here like trash, which made him feel like it was a complete waste. Advertisement. It should be noted that most of the professional guards in Yifeng City are first or second tier professionals. A previous investigation revealed that over 90% of the city guards of Yifeng City did not have a full set of equipment. More than 70% of the guards in Yifeng City only have one piece of equipment that matches their level, and most of them are even using beginner-level equipment. The reason for this situation is mainly because most of the equipment resources are monopolized by the 5 major families, who sell them at extremely high prices, making them unaffordable for many professionals. It is precisely because of them that the overall strength of Yifeng City has always been restricted, which is why Song Fang hates them to the bone and has always wanted to eliminate them. But when Song Fang saw Zhou Ran take out so much equipment, he was overjoyed. With so much equipment, he could equip the city guards and get through the current crisis. He then put down the equipment in his hand and turned to look at Zhou Ran. "How do you plan to sell these equipment?" Zhou Ran thought for a moment. "I only need 1 million crystal coins." Upon hearing the price, everyone present, including Song Fang, couldn't help but frown slightly. 1 million crystal coins. To be honest, based on the previous pricing of equipment by the 5 major families, it would have been easy to sell, but things are different now. After saying this, Song Fang sighed slightly, the five major families control 80% of the city's funds. To be honest, this equipment isn't worth that much right now. Quote. The owners of the other trading houses also nodded in agreement. Yes, the prices of equipment in the city are fluctuating wildly right now, and many people are just watching and waiting, not daring to buy at all. Quote. The withdrawal of funds from the five major families has had a significant impact. The equipment will likely be greatly reduced in quality. Joran knew that what they said might be true, but there was definitely an element of bargaining involved. So he spoke up, saying, "All right, name your price, how much will you pay?" The group exchanged glances, and finally their gazes fell on Song Fang. Song Fang pinched his chin, looking somewhat helpless. To be honest, I don't have much personal assets, only a few 100,000 crystal coins. This time, the equipment purchase will definitely have to go through the finance department of Afeng City. The finance department is still settling accounts, and I'll be grateful if they can come up with 500,000. After saying that, he looked at the owners of the other trading houses. See if you can help Joran raise this million. Quote. After hearing this, everyone's eyes widened in surprise. Good heavens, it turns out the city lord is quite protective of his own. Seeing their troubled expressions, Joran knew they were also in a difficult position, so he simply said, How about this? I have some materials and tools here, consider it a bonus. As he spoke, he placed a pile of materials and props directly in front of everyone. In an instant, the light emitted by various materials and props illuminated the room. My God, this isn't amethyst ore. There's so much of it. His golden skull bones, 1, 2, 3. Goodness, there are over 130 of these rare items. Several trading house owners were stunned when they saw the piles of materials and props. This includes various quest items and necessities for forging various equipment. While the combined value of these items may not be as high as that of the equipment, it is still quite valuable. Even Song Fang, who was standing to the side, was stunned when he saw the equipment. My God, what have you done? Joran smiled. Advertisement. It's just that we killed a few more zombies. Upon hearing Joran's words, Song Fang was speechless. A few zombies. I'd guess there are a few zombies. In an instant, he felt that Joran in front of him was like an endless treasure. Perhaps with Joran's formidable monster-slaying abilities, the current state of Afeng City should be able to change. He then looked at the owners of the other trading houses. Shouldn't that be enough for you to raise 500,000 now? The group of people, who had been eagerly waiting, immediately nodded in agreement. No problem. Of course, no problem. We'll go back and raise the funds right away. Watching the group leave in a hurry, Song Fang turned around and looked at Joran seriously. Alright, I take back my previous underestimation of you. I didn't expect you to be even more capable than I thought. Seeing Song Fang pat him hard on the shoulder, Joran could feel as if a burden had been placed on his shoulders. Sure enough, Song Fang looked at himself and said, Joran, I have a favor to ask. Teacher, don't be so polite with me. Just tell me what you need. Sigh, the five major families have practically emptied out Afeng City over the years. Our city guards are now poorly equipped. Could you prioritize supplying our city guards with your equipment in the future? I can definitely satisfy you on the price, but I'm afraid I'll have to give you an IOU for now. Upon hearing this news, Joran laughed heartily. I thought it was some kind of news. Of course, you can ask that question. Oh, that's good, that's good. Song Fang was surprised that Joran was so understanding, and breathed a sigh of relief. Suddenly, he asked a question. By the way, why did you suddenly want to sell equipment? Joran shrugged. Teacher, as you know, I am a lord professional. Obtaining high-quality troops requires spending a lot of money, so, these are all preparations made to obtain high-quality troops. Quote, I see. Alright, then why the rush? Teacher, you haven't forgotten, have you? Tomorrow I am going to the Peking University gate for a challenge. Upon hearing this, Song Fan's eyes widened, and he suddenly slapped his forehead. Damn it, I completely forgot about that. Then he couldn't help but look at Zhou Ran with a surprised expression and asked, "Are you really going to participate in this challenge?" "Certainly. How confident are you?" When Song Fan asked this question, he was also worried that Zhou Ran would lose face. After all, if they failed, Zhou Ran's reputation would be ruined once word got out, which could even affect his future succession as the new city lord. Zhou Ran smiled calmly, "I'm about 100% sure." Advertisement Chapter 78 Platinum Unit, Night Assassin. Faced with Zhou Ran's confidence, Song Fan didn't know how to stop him from participating in this test. But the thought of what would happen if Zhou Ran actually passed the test, would they then pass a resolution to have Zhou Ran defend the two northwestern lines of defense? He sighed and looked at Zhou Ran again. "You are my student. There are some things I can't tell others, but I'll tell you because you are my future successor. There's no need to put such a heavy burden on yourself, really." Upon hearing Song Fan's words, Zhou Ran understood what he meant. As the future lord of Ofeng City, I must do everything perfectly to win everyone's support. Especially after seeing his own financial resources, Song Fan should have gained some confidence in participating in tomorrow's challenge. What truly worried him was that once he passed the challenge, he would have to participate in the defense of the city. If the city falls due to my own fault, it will not only endanger the safety of the city, but also affect my future and Song Fan's current status. After all, the 5 major families had withdrawn from the management and defense of Ofeng City, leaving Ofeng City to fight against a million zombies with only its remaining defensive forces, which was really a stretch. Now that he has passed this challenge, the deputy city lords and elders will probably think that Zhou Ran has the ability and will entrust the defense lines on the northwest flanks to him. At that point, the situation would be beyond his control, and if things really went wrong, he wouldn't be able to save Zhou Ran at all. "Don't worry, teacher. Since I dared to say it, I naturally have already made preparations." Upon hearing Zhou Ran's confident words, Song Fan became somewhat hysterical. "Are you even listening to me? What I mean is, you don't need to get involved in this defense. Just play normal defense, and at worst." At this point, Song Fan was somewhat helpless. "At worst, I'll just activate the Shantian crystal once." Quote. When the Shantian crystal was mentioned, Zhou Ran was slightly taken aback before remembering the divine object that represented Ofeng City. When Zhou Ran heard Song Fan mention the Shantian crystal, he suddenly realized what was going on. The last time he entered the city lord's mansion and saw the Shantian crystal, Song Fan had mentioned it to him. Mystic crystal contains immense energy, but it is completely depleted each time it is released. Once the energy is exhausted, it takes a very long time to gather it again, usually in units of 10 years. Besides, the Shantian crystal has another secret. Once the Shantian crystal's energy protection is gone, the number and level of zombies outside the city will become uncontrollable. Advertisement. Therefore, once the energy of the Shantian crystal is released, it foreshadows the destruction of the entire city. In order to protect Ofeng City, Song Fan was unwilling to consume the Shantian crystal and preferred to seek help from other cities. Zhou Ran shook his head and said, "Teacher, there's no need for that. Actually, defending the two northwestern lines is both a challenge and an opportunity for me." "Huh, what do you mean?" When Song Fan heard Zhou Ran say that this was also an opportunity, he was quite surprised. Zhou Ran smiled calmly, pointing to the piles of equipment and items. "The money from selling these things can make my troops stronger." Having understood Zhou Ran's meaning, Song Fan let out a long sigh. "Fine, since I can't persuade you, then I won't say anything more." Just then, a series of hurried footsteps came from outside, and several trading house owners returned with excited smiles on their faces. Zhou Ran glanced at the group. "Is everything ready?" "Haha, everything's ready." "Then let's begin the transaction." After several transfers, Joe Ran's account received an extra 1 million crystal coins. They took all the equipment, props, and materials with them. Looking at the 1.3 million crystal coins in his account, Joe Ran couldn't help but rub his hands together and opened the troop type option in the system. Do you wish to spend 1 million crystals to open the platinum unit chest? Yes. Joe Ran made his choice without hesitation. Then a light flashed on the screen, followed by a notification sound. Obtain the Platinum Quality Unit, Night Assassin. Night Assassin, Platinum Quality. Advertisement. Level, Tier 2, Level 1. Race, Night Elf. HP, 8800. Damage, 1100. Skills, Shadow Strike, transforms into a shadow and dashes behind the target, dealing 10 times the damage, ignoring enemy. Defense, Storm Strike, releases a skill that deals triple damage to a group of enemy targets within a 20-meter radius. Dark Knight Poison Sting, releases a skill on the target, dealing base damage while causing the target to continuously lose health and reducing movement speed by 50%. Price, 10,000 crystals. Upon seeing the information about the Platinum Quality Unit, the Night Assassin, Joe Ran immediately showed a look of surprise. Not bad, really not bad. A Level 2, Level 1 weapon has over 8000 HP and 1100 damage. Plus, it has 3 skills, high single target damage, powerful area of effect damage, and even a control skill. It's practically all around amazing. However, when Joe Ran saw the price, he couldn't laugh anymore. Goodness, 10,000 crystal coins each. This will be a huge challenge to even form a group. He had 300,000 crystals left in his account, enough to buy 30 Night Assassins, which was far from Joe Ran's expectations. However, the price seems relatively acceptable, considering it's a platinum quality product, and recruiting someone there would immediately grant them a Tier 2 status. The price of the Silver Armor Knight also increased from 100 for beginners to 300 for Tier 1. Just as rumored, being a lord is indeed an expensive profession, it's really not something the average person can afford. Fortunately, I have the Super Lord Assistance system, which prevents me from spending money but not getting what I want. Just as Joe Ran was purchasing the Night Assassin, he suddenly received a system notification. The host is currently unable to purchase Tier 2 units. Please upgrade your barracks. Upgrade the barracks. Quote. Joe Ran then realized that he had reached Tier 2, but his base and other buildings had not yet been upgraded. So he immediately opened his system, found the building interface, and checked the information. Upgrading to a Level 2 Town Hall requires 100,000 wood, 100,000 stone, 10,000 refined iron, and 10,000 refined gold. Upon seeing the requirements for the upgrade, Joe Ran was completely taken aback. Wow, upgrading to a Level 2 headquarters requires this many materials. Advertisement Chapter 79 The Last Hope. There was no other way but to acquire the Night Assassins as quickly as possible. Joe Ran had to build more dormitories for workers and recruit more workers. As for refined iron, Joe Ran currently does not have refined iron ore, it can only be purchased through the chat trading system. This time, another tens of thousands of crystal coins were spent, which really made Joe Ran feel the pinch. It seems we'll have to get some mining after this is over. After preparing all the materials, Joe Ran immediately found the upgrade option and upgraded the base camp. Upgrading to Level 2 base, 19 hours and 59 minutes remaining. Closing square bracket. Seeing the upgrade time, Joe Ran could only sigh helplessly. It seems we won't need it tomorrow. Joe Ran's plan is to see how strong the Night Assassin is in tomorrow's challenge. However, what he didn't expect was that while everything was ready, he overlooked the long time required to upgrade the base. 20 hours later, the challenge will probably be over. Forget it, I won't think about it today. With just the defensive towers and the 2 large legions, dealing with 5,000 zombies shouldn't be a problem. Quote. After shutting down the system, Joe Ran quickly washed up and returned to his room to rest. Castle Lord's residence. Although it was late, the city lord's mansion was still brightly lit. After returning from Zhou Ran's residence, Song Fan leaned back in his chair, pondering his next course of action. After distributing the equipment with the owners of several other equipment trading houses, he now has about 1,000 pieces of equipment in his possession. Although they had a lot of equipment, it was still insufficient against a city defense force of tens of thousands of people, and could not play a significant role. Sitting in his chair, gazing at the moonlight outside, Song Fan pondered for a long time. The conversation I just had with Zhou Ran actually reflects his inner thoughts. Since we have already broken ties with the 5 major families, we absolutely cannot give them any chance, otherwise, all our efforts will be in vain. However, the power wielded by the 5 major families was simply too great, especially this time, when they were facing a million-strong zombie horde. A truly enormous number. Without the combined efforts of the 5 major families, it would be very difficult for Offeng City to withstand the attack given its current defensive strength. He didn't even have much hope of going to Silvermoon City for help. There is cooperation between cities, but there is also competition. In particular, there is competition between them and Silvermoon City. Thinking of this, Song Fan could only sigh helplessly, but there was nothing he could do. Just then, there was a knock on the door. "Enter," Song Fan replied softly, and then the door opened. Deputy City Lord Yu Hao, dressed in full armor, walked in from outside. "Old Yu, what brings you here?" Seeing Yu Hao enter, Song Fan looked up, somewhat puzzled. Yu Hao sighed, sat on the sofa next to him, and after thinking for a long time, he looked up at Song Fan. "Advertisement. Long Jingshan just contacted me." As he said this, Song Fan noticed that Yu Hao's hands were trembling. He knew that Long Jingshan had probably said something provocative to him again. "He knows what you said," he said. "As long as you withdraw from the management of Offeng City, their 5 major families are willing to end it." HMPH, so what was your answer to him? Of course I cursed him back." Song Fan noticed something was off in the other person's expression, and his voice immediately turned somber. "So what brings you here to see me today?" As expected, Yu Hao raised his head, revealing bloodshot eyes. "I have already lost my wife, and I don't want my son to die in this city because of it." So you agreed." Song Fan stood up and walked up to Yu Hao with a cold expression. Yu Hao looked up at Song Fan. "We have no choice. We can't just stand by and watch the zombie horde destroy our city, can we? 1,000,000 zombies. How many of us are there? Tell me, how are we supposed to fight them?" Yu Hao, let me tell you, no matter how we fight, the 5 great families cannot be forgiven for doing something that incurs the wrath of heaven and man. Song Fan grabbed Yu Hao by the collar and glared at him fiercely. "I'll say this one last time, even if it costs me the entire city of Aofen. I will never give in to the 5 great families." With that, he shoved Yu Hao aside and turned to leave the office. Yu Hao stood there stunned for a moment, then rushed out of the office and shouted at Song Fan from the hallway. "So you are just going to stand by and watch hundreds of thousands of people in the city perish for your one hope? We haven't reached that crucial step yet. I still have a trump card." Watching Song Fan disappear around the corner, Yu Hao sighed helplessly and finally left the city lord's mansio. Like a walking corpse. The next morning, inside the city lord's mansion meeting room, all the deputy city lords and elders of the city sat on either side of the long table. With 5 days remaining before the city is besieged by 1,000,000 zombies, they still haven't come up with a viable solution. Everyone's hearts sank to the bottom, unsure of what to do next. However, the seat at the very front of the long table remained empty. What's wrong with the city lord today? He hasn't arrived yet. Could they have already headed to Silvermoon City? That's definitely impossible. If the city lord were to leave, he would have given prior notice. Let's find someone to urge them on. At this moment, Yu Hao, who was sitting on the right, couldn't help but frown slightly. If Song Fang doesn't show up to calm people's hearts at this point, things are going to go wrong. Yesterday he clearly said he had a trump card up his sleeve. Does that mean he already has a plan? He racked his brains but couldn't come up with a solution. Advertisement. Suddenly, a possibility occurred to him. Could it be that he's going to use the Shantian crystal? Just then, the conference room door suddenly opened. Song Fang stood at the door, with Zhou Ran beside him. However, the two of them did not come in. Everyone turned their gaze to him, wondering what Song Fang was going to do. At this moment, Song Fang suddenly turned his head and asked Zhou Ran. I'm asking you one last time, are you really sure you want to do this? Quote. Zhou Ran nodded vigorously. Real. Okay, sure. Song Fang nodded, then looked at everyone and said, let's postpone today's meeting and go to the Peking University gate first. Upon hearing this, everyone present was surprised, wondering what Song Fang was up to. However, after hearing his inexplicable conversation with Zhou Ran, I had a vague feeling that this matter was probably related to Zhou Ran. One by one, everyone stood up and walked outside, and Yu Hao followed the crowd. As he pondered their conversation, he suddenly remembered what they had said the day before yesterday. If I remember correctly, Zhou Ran previously said that he was defending the northwest and flank defenses all by himself. Could it be related to this matter? When everyone arrived at the city wall of the North City, Song Fang finally spoke. I'm sure you all know Zhou Ran's profession, and you also know his abilities, right? Quote. The crowd exchanged glances, unsure of what he was going to say next, but there was no denying that Zhou Ran was indeed very strong, especially since he had unknowingly reached the second tier. Song Fang then continued. So I thought about what he said in the meeting the day before yesterday, and I think we should give him a chance. These words immediately caused an uproar at the scene, with everyone showing expressions of shock. Lord, are you out of your mind? You must know how large the defenses on the northwest sides are, right? How can he possibly defend them all by himself? That's right. Even if the northwest flanks aren't the main focus of the zombie siege, they're definitely not something one person can defend. Aga. Even an entire army corps couldn't stop them. Upon hearing Song Fang's words, Yu Hao immediately felt that the future of Afeng City was hopeless. He actually wants to entrust the future of Afeng City to such a young upstart. Quote. In an instant, the last glimmer of hope in my heart was shattered. Yu Hao was filled with disappointment. Faced with the doubts of the crowd, Song Fang bravely withstood the pressure and reached out to suppress them. There are at least 5,000 zombies outside the city. If Zhou Ran can withstand the attack of these 5,000 zombies without the help of defensive towers and other professionals, we will give him this opportunity. What do you think? These words caused an uproar at the scene. Everyone showed a disdainful expression. Are you kidding me? If he can hold off so many zombies, I'll be the first to agree to let him defend the northwest flanks. Quote. Advertisement Chapter 80. If he can summon 500, why can't he summon 5,000? All the deputy city lords and elders thought that Song Fang must have gone mad. Otherwise, he wouldn't have let his students participate in such an outrageous challenge. This challenge seemed utterly impossible to them, even they couldn't accomplish it. Lord of the city, is this the trump card you were talking about? Yu Hao stepped forward, his voice filled with sarcasm. He preferred to trust his own heir rather than cooperate with the 5 major families. What do you call this? This person is definitely out of their mind. Song Fang saw the disdain in Yu Hao's eyes, but retorted without caring. If you have a better way, you can say so, of course, besides the 5 major families. Upon hearing Song Fang's words, Yu Hao frowned slightly. Lord of the city, isn't it a bit too frivolous to entrust the safety of Afeng City to a mere upstart who has only awakened his powers less than a month ago? The others nodded in agreement, expressing their strong support for Hao's words. Despite facing doubts and opposition from the crowd, Song Fang remained remarkably calm. If you have better candidates, feel free to bring them up. Quote. Everyone present looked helpless. Clearly, Song Fang was using his status as the city lord to cheat. Seeing that Song Fang still firmly supported him despite the pressure, Zhou Ran felt a surge of gratitude. Seeing that Song Fang was determined to protect Zhou Ran today, everyone present could only exchange helpless glances. Alright, since that's the case, let's see your true strength. That's right, but don't blame us for not giving you a chance. What does it mean if you fail? We don't need to explain, do we? Let's get started, let's not waste any more of our time. With everyone expressing their opinions, Yu Hao said no more. In his mind, Zhou Ran was destined to lose today. This match was destined to be a farce, but he couldn't understand how Zhou Ran had the courage to accept such a challenge. The others also crossed their arms and waited with amusement, hoping that Zhou Ran would fail and embarrass Song Fang. Seeing that no one objected, Song Fang stepped forward, patted Zhou Ran on the shoulder, and whispered something. It's up to you now. Don't worry, teacher. If we can handle the zombies on Eaglehorn Mountain, we'll definitely be fine here too. Quote. Yes, I believe you. Be careful. After Song Fang finished speaking, he immediately waved to the city guard captain next to him. The city guard captain quickly stepped forward. Lord of the city, what are your orders? Quote. Withdraw everyone immediately, and also stop the defensive towers from working. Upon hearing Song Fang's order, the others thought they had misheard and looked at Song Fang with questioning expressions. City Lord, you just said to withdraw the defenses. Yes, let's make the arrangements now. But, as he spoke, his gaze drifted to the horde of zombies outside. There are at least 5 or 6,000 zombies outside this. Quote. Advertisement. Just make the arrangements. With so many of us here, are you really worried about these zombies rushing in? After receiving Song Fang's repeated affirmation, the captain of the city guard immediately saluted and then carried out the order. His subordinates were stunned when they received the order. Cancel the defense. Boss, has the city lord gone mad? Yeah, if even the defense towers are shut down, the zombies outside will just break in. Quote. The captain pointed to the city lord and his group in the distance and said, zombies breaking in. How is that possible? Those are the city lord and deputy city lord over there. Quickly carry out the orders. Quote. The crowd had no choice but to carry out the order. As the entire North City defense team withdrew, the switches on all the defense towers were also turned off. At this moment, everyone looked at Zhou Ran and Song Fang. Yu Hao crossed his arms and looked at Zhou Ran. Kid, let's hope you're not wasting our time. Zhou Ran glanced at Yu Hao and simply nodded slightly. I'll do my best. As the last defensive tower went out, the zombie horde in the distance instantly snapped back to reality, their eyes fixed on THE North Gate, and they charged forward in a flash. Zhou Ran went down the elevator and stood under the city gate, looking all alone. The city guards not far away were stunned by this pattern. What do you mean? Are you suggesting we assign one person to defend? Good heavens, this is outrageous. Is there some kind of vigilante justice in our offeng city? This is too cruel. Good heavens, what did he do wrong? He threw him outside the city to be eaten by so many zombies. Is he crazy? If I were him, I'd just give myself a good thrashing. Wait a minute, look at this guy, isn't he the same person from the day before yesterday? Quote. I remember now. The day before yesterday, I recall the city lord bringing someone along and saying he wanted him to try out defense. I was quite angry at the time, but I didn't expect it to actually be true. Quote. Good heavens, how can he defend this place all by himself? There must be at least 5,000 zombies. Quote. The city guards were stunned. Seeing Zhou Ran all alone facing so many zombies, even the deputy city lord and the elders couldn't help but shake their heads and sigh. I really can't understand what the city lord is thinking. Fighting so many zombies by himself, isn't that just sending him to his death? It wasn't Zhou Ran who asked for it. Who forced him? He deserves it. Quote, a newborn calf is not afraid of a tiger. I think he's just plain stupid. No one was optimistic about Joran. After all, the gap between the two was too big. At this moment, Joran remained standing in place, glancing at the dense horde of zombies ahead, which resembled a locust swarm, and immediately opened the system's barracks option. Looking at his remaining less than 100 silver armored knights and 100 wolf-riding mages, Joran pondered for a moment. The number of silver armor knights is definitely not enough, otherwise, if 5,000 zombies charged down in one wave, they would have been overthrown immediately. I have a total of 150,000 crystal coins in my account. The price of a silver armor knight is 300 crystal coins. Joran simply entered 300 in the number row. Should I spend 90,000 crystal coins to purchase 300 silver armored knights? Yes. As soon as he finished speaking, Joran's number of silver armored knights soared to 373. With only 60,000 left in his account, Joran glanced at the price of the Wolf Rider Mage. Advertisement: 1,000 crystals per Wolf Rider, and the remaining 60,000 were used to gamble on 60 Wolf Rider Mages. As for the Platinum Quality Knight Assassin, Joran has almost given up hope. After all, there were still 10 hours before the base camp was upgraded, so he had to prioritize the immediate issues. At this moment, everyone on the city wall frowned slightly when they saw Joran standing motionless in place. What do you mean? Did you bring us here just to watch him stand there in a daze? Yu Hao frowned even more deeply, and his gaze involuntarily drifted to Song Feng beside him. Just as he was about to speak, Joran suddenly raised his hand and waved. Brush. More than 300 silver armored knights and 160 wolf-riding mages immediately appeared below the city gate. The ranks were neatly arranged, with the silver armored knight holding a shield in one hand and a long spear in the other, looking extremely majestic as he rode the black steed. The wolf rider mage, riding a giant wolf and holding a staff, was ready for battle. Then Joran waved his hand again. The troll warrior appeared at the front of the formation, carrying a giant axe. Behind them stood a jungle king, wielding a stick and completely enveloped in vines. This scene stunned everyone present, whether or not they had ever seen Joran summon units before. What's going on? Isn't he a lord? Goodness, the lord can summon so many soldiers. His tilde, although there are still fewer of them than zombies, summoning a whole squad at once is quite impressive. Even Yu Hao's eyes widened when he saw this scene. What? How can he summon an entire army directly? Now you know why I assigned him to defend the northwest flank, right? Song Feng's leisurely voice came from beside me. Yu Hao bit his lip, stubbornly insisting with a hint of doubt. Their numbers are still fewer than the number of zombies. Besides, we're dealing with 1,000,000 zombies, not 5,000. What if he summons 5,000 instead of 500? Upon hearing this, Yu Hao was completely stunned. How could he possibly be? What's impossible? Did you ever imagine he could summon 500 legions directly? This question left Yu Hao speechless. Yes, if he can summon 500, then it means he has the ability to summon 5,000. Could it be that, this time the zombie horde really depends on this young man? For a moment, a glimmer of hope rose in Yu Hao's heart. Just as everyone was surprised, Joran reached out and pointed to an open space in front of him. Construct the Frost Tower. As his voice fell, a defensive tower radiating a chilling aura suddenly rose from the ground in front of him. This scene stunned everyone present once again. Holy crap! What's going on? Defense Tower. His tilde Frost Defense Tower. Advertisement.